Good morning, children. I welcome you all to this session of science. And in science, we are dealing with physics. And in physics, perhaps the most important chapter is what we are studying. And the name of the chapter is motion. Right? Motion or movement. This is the second video of it. In the first video, we have seen up to what is speed, what is vector quantity, scalar quantity, what is velocity, what is distance, what is time, what is motion, how many types of motion are there. Now let us come to an aspect where we compare speed of two bodies by distance time graph. And this is the graph in which you can see there are two bodies, one at point P, the other is at point Q. The time is same, but yes, the distance is different. So which traveled faster? Yes, the one which traveled the maximum distance, and which is Q, right? So Q, due to the fact that it traveled the distance more, traveled faster than P, and the difference is the distance RS, right? The difference is distance RS. Okay. Now this is the velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. It can be interpreted. Velocity is same, but the time is moving. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? That the body which is at B, it traveled more at a uniform speed, whereas the body at point A, it did not travel more with a uniform speed. That is, it might have accelerated or retarded its speed, right? It might would have accelerated or retarded its speed, because we all know the moment the direction or the speed or anything changes here, if acceleration, right, then the velocity changes due to change in direction, right? Also you can say that the particle at point B, the body at point B, it traveled in a single direction for a larger time interval, whereas the body at A traveled at a particular direction in a smaller time interval. Okay. Now for a uniform acceleration, the graph looks like this. The acceleration is uniform, that is, it is increasing at a constant rate. So there will be a slant straight line, right? Distance traveled by any body at any interval of time, it is total average speed. Firstly we calculate total distance upon total time, right? So acceleration, the formula is, you all can see, the formula for acceleration is, it is calculated by the medium of slope, right? Slope OP, that is the acceleration, right? Now when we have to compare the acceleration of the two bodies, what we need to do is, right, we need to see whose acceleration is more, whose acceleration is this. Now we come to the most important part in this chapter, and that is equation of motion. What is an equation of motion is what we need to understand. Now Galileo, he gave some equation of motions. See, firstly, let us see which factors here are constant. Right? Let us see which factors here are regarded. Now, U represents initial velocity of the body. V represent final velocity. Small t is the time taken. See, I am referring to this portion. S is the distance covered, and A is the acceleration. Okay. So, now see these three formulas given here. V is equal to U plus AT, S is equal to UT plus half AT square, and V square is equal to U square plus 2S. Now in between you will be seeing plus sign. Now what does it mean? It means that the body is moving at an accelerated rate. If there the sign would have been minus, that means there is retardation and not acceleration. So these three are the equations of motion. and they are used to calculate various things, right? And you will be using them in your numericals. Now, derivations, how these formulas have been comes. Now see, acceleration is the change in velocity. A is equal to v minus u by t. So when we cross multiply, then we get v is equal to u plus at. Now second equation of motion, from the same equation, average velocity, this is derived. And then the third equation of motion, right? You need to practice these derivations very well, right? Now from the velocity time graph, this derivation is there. Sometimes this also comes. Now first equation of motion, see, the process is almost the same, but its approach is slightly different. Now the second equation of motion from the graph, and now the third. Now we come to uniform circular motion, and it is written here, when a body moves in a circle, it is called circular motion, right? But we study that circular motion, will discuss how circular path can be considered to make up, right? And see these all paths. Here one thing is very common amongst all these paths, and that is body starting from the point and it is coming back to that point, isn't it? See, if we consider the body to start at point B, it is coming back to point B. In all the diagrams you can see. That means the initial and terminal points will not be same. So the definition is, when a body moves in a circular path with uniform constant speed, its motion is uniform circular motion. So the key point is uniform speed or constant speed. Now what are the examples? The first one being artificial satellites moving in uniform circular motion around the earth, right? The moment you would have seen that movie Mangalyaan or Mission Mangal, where there is, if there is a change in speed, velocity or speed, then the body moves to some other orbit, right? The orbit of the body changes. Second, moon moves in uniform circular motion around the earth. Earth moves in uniform circular motion around the sun. An athlete moves on a circular track with constant speed. The tip of the second hands of the watch, and so on and so forth. Now there are some numericals given here which you need to practice, which you need to do, right? So let us move ahead. See, lots and lots of numericals are there. Then there are some NCERT exercises which are also there, which you will be solving, right? See, because the time is not to fix yourself to one kind of problem, but it is a very diverse time where diversity is the key. You can see all these, and then there will be some questions and exercises which you need to do, right? See, all these questions are there for you to solve. There are objective type, subjective type, simply because this is a very important chapter, right? And the concepts of this chapter are used in other chapters. So you need to practice well, you need to understand this chapter very nicely, right? Right? You need to understand this chapter very nicely and practice this. So I stop here. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did in making it. And until we meet again, it's a goodbye.